Malcolm, thank you for joining us.
Happy to be here.
What brings you to ESA 2016?
So ESA is a great conference because the storage industry is booming. We see storage as one of the key elements for a modern, agile, flexible grid, and excited to see the growth of the industry.
What does your association cover?
We're the Advanced Energy Association. We cover all forms of advanced energy technology, all the new technologies that are making and powering a more modern 21st century grid. So we cover energy storage, but we've also got the renewable guys, the efficiency guys, manufacturers, and increasingly consumers of electricity. The clean tech industry that wants to have a clean, flexible grid are also coming together so that the advanced energy industry writ large has a louder voice in policy issues.
How do you define advanced?
Sure. Advanced energy from our perspective does include the whole array of cutting-edge technologies that can power a modern grid. So it includes efficiency, it also includes natural gas technologies, it also includes energy storage, smart grid, EV technologies. It's all the technologies that might have been R&D 30 years ago, but are now ready for deployment on the grid today.
And how does energy storage fit into that portfolio that you cover?
Energy storage is a critical component. The industry itself, we view, is a $1.4 trillion global industry today. If the advanced energy industry were a nation, it would be larger than Mexico. In the US, we've got $200 million in revenues 2015. That's about equivalent to the state of Oregon. And that is larger than the pharmaceutical industry and rivaling the consumer electronics industry. So while many people look at the potential of advanced energy as a future industry that's going to be significant, the numbers show that in actual revenues, it is a significant industry today, lots of employment, lots of economic development opportunities currently. Yet, from a political perspective, way underrepresented in the policy arena, which is what advanced energy economy is set out to try to counteract.
So what are you doing to bring it on?
So actively engaged both at the federal level, but principally at the state level. We know that states are in the United States where the policy energy decisions are really made. So we're actively engaged with public utility commissions, with state legislators to bring the voice of advanced energy technology into those conversations. They're used to the energy grid from 100 years ago. It looked much like Edison designed it. Centralized generation, one-way power flow to a light bulb. All of that has really changed over the last 10 years, but policymakers don't appreciate it. So we need to let them know that customers are more engaged. They're controlling their energy with their Nest thermostats. They can generate their own power with solar. They can store their own power with battery storage at the residential level and grid scale. Policymakers have to catch up and learn that these technologies are really offering a whole array of benefits to the grid, and they need the kind of support that other technologies get.
How receptive are they?
Actually, they're really receptive, particularly to storage. For better or worse, some technologies were introduced to policymakers through the lens of climate, that we've got this climate problem and here's a solution that helps address climate. And I think that's great for certain policymakers, but for many others that brings a lot of baggage. What we're trying to do is strip away that conversation. Let's talk about the cool technologies, what they offer in terms of reliability, in terms of resiliency, in terms of affordability, and speaking with that business voice, we find that policymakers are very receptive on both sides of the aisle. They love their iPhone 6. They also should love the new advanced energy technologies that are adding functionality for their constituents.
And do you see it as a product, a solution, or a commodity?
Product, solution, or a commodity. Advanced energy economy as a policy voice, I really view it as a solution. We know the grid needs to be modernized to solve reliability problems, resiliency problems, and it offers a whole host of solutions, and the trick is how to monetize that. How do you capture not only the arbitrage in energy prices, but also the reliability, resiliency, ancillary services, and make that simple so that the market can really respond.
What are the next steps?
I wish there was some kind of silver bullet that, an ITC for storage that would expand the markets. But the reality, I think, is more we need silver buckshot. We need 1,000 things to occur step by step. So we need to engage at FERC. They're starting an energy storage proceeding. We're going to be actively engaged to try to knock down barriers and better capture storage at the wholesale market. But we also need to work at the state legislative level. There's a bunch of things states can do. You can do a California-style procurement mandate, but you can also do New York-style REV-type proceedings to animate markets. And in the long run, that may be a more vibrant, long-term solution to getting the industry going. So we're engaged both with commissions at the state level and with legislators to knock down barriers, expand market access, and monetize the value of storage and other advanced energy technologies so that the industry can really take off.
Where are the most exciting developments?
The three states that I'm really looking at are California, New York, and Hawaii. For me, the California mandate, the procurement mandate, was tremendous. It created real market signal. So seeing that Southern California Edison was able to buy so much more than required really shows, and I think was a wake-up signal to the industry that storage is now ready for prime time. What New York is doing, particularly to animate distributed markets, is really exciting. If you can have storage compete with other technologies and get its value proposition recognized, I think that in the long run could create an even bigger market signal. And what Hawaii is doing is fascinating. They're looking at it from a consumer perspective. And what do consumers want and what do consumers need? And they got rid of net energy metering going forward. And let's try to figure out other ways to value solar and storage in a way that helps consumers, helps their reliability, reduces their bills, and that also has, might be a postcard from the future in terms of sending a signal for the way the industry can go.
So what does the future hold?
I'm excited about energy storage and advanced energy generally. The industry is growing at 5 times the rate of the US economy. Over the last 5 years, since Advanced Energy Economy has been keeping track of this, the growth has been an average 10% a year. That is a nice, steady growth. I think this sector is booming, and we certainly have to figure out the business model, and there'll be fits and starts along the way. But I think the technology it's no longer a promise, it's a reality, and it's going to revolutionize the system, much like the internet has created an internet economy. I think advanced energy is creating an advanced energy economy that's going to expand energy prosperity around the world.
Malcolm, thank you very much for joining us.
Thank you, appreciate it.